Hello everyone, and welcome to the basic guide to playing competitive Overwatch. In this video, I'm going to talk about a few things that will hopefully help you improve or get ready to play competitive Overwatch.
Pretty place. Be ashamed to have to kill someone here.
Thanks for tuning in to the basic guide to playing Overwatch competitive. This video is going to be a little bit different from my other basic guides just because I'm going over the competitive style of play rather than characters. So let's kick the video off with the first point, which is try and play with friends or in a group. If you can't do that, then at least join the voice chat. This means that you'll need to have a microphone plugged into your PC, or if you're playing on console, Xbox, PlayStation, whatever you're using, but it's very important for you to play with your friends for more than one reason. Firstly, you'll be able to communicate comfortably with people you know. Even if you're not chatting in the voice chat, if you have someone on your team that you can directly relay information to and they can react with you, you'll do a better job as a team. Also, it has a profound mental effect, as playing with friends is much less stressful than trying to solo queue and rely on others to do the work for you. However, if you have no other choice than to solo queue, I do recommend picking up that microphone and talking to your team. Hopefully you'll have someone pleasant on the other side who is in the same mindset as you and will talk back and communicate. Who knows, maybe you'll even make a friend. Even if they're not in the mood to talk, if you can give them information, they'll give you information back, and you're more likely to win as a result. The next basic tip I have for everyone is to learn to play at least one hero from each class. I don't mean you need to master every single hero or at least one hero from each class, just get decent or comfortable or some experience with a character from each class. If you can do this, you'll have far more flexibility as a team when trying to counterpick or react to another team's change or lineup that they have once you've noticed it. Let's look at an example. Say for instance you are playing a Genji and your team is rather well balanced, but they're not equipped to deal with a lineup of mostly tanks. Genji by his nature is not great at dealing with tanks, especially tanks such as Winston. However, if you switch to a different hero within another class, you may have a good chance at melting them. A great example to change in this case would be Zenyatta, who can put a Discord orb on any of the tanks as long as they are within line of sight, or a Tracer who's able to put out huge amounts of damage and get away before the tank can even notice them. It also allows you much greater flexibility when picking your initial team. Some people are very set in their ways, and that once they've locked in a character they will play that to the end no matter what. It may be slightly unfair, but in order for you to win this competitive game, you need to adapt to your team as well, and being able to play one hero from each class will greatly increase your chances of winning. That being said, with more experience brings us on to the next point, which is picking heroes who have good synergy. If you're one of the people that like to wait and fill a hole within the team, you'll be able to pick out heroes that have good synergy. By this I mean ultimates that combo and can win games. For example, if you have a team where a hero can do immense amount of damage at one point with the ultimate, like Hanzo or Junkrat or Pharah, perhaps a good hero to combo with that would be Zarya. Zarya will be able to stun a number of the enemy team and pull them into one spot. At this point, another ultimate from your team can end up doing huge amounts of damage and be the winning play. This sort of leads into a sub-point where you learn how to use the ultimates effectively. There's no point in using your ultimate in a blind panic just before you die. It can take a while to charge it back up again, and it might not be available when you really need it. So in competitive play, I really do recommend only using your ultimate when you think it's appropriate. The next basic tip I have to give everyone should be adhered to at all times, no matter what game mode you're playing. This is quick play, brawl, or competitive, whichever you're playing and you want to win. I highly recommend grouping up or just never trickling in. This has been said in many Overwatch videos that I've seen, and I've said it to all of my friends that I play with. Just don't trickle in one by one. If you die and spawn and just go straight back into the fight, there is absolutely no point in just running straight into the enemy to get shot and die again. If you see that your entire team is also dead, hang around for 5 seconds, wait for them to respawn, and then come up with a game plan. I don't mean do a StarCraft and group up into one giant Protoss death ball. If you have characters such as a Winston or Tracer, they want to be disrupting the enemy and slightly forwards. However, you don't want to go in alone. If you do this, it might encourage others to do it. It might end up in your team playing on tilt, therefore losing you the game. I don't think I can be any clearer when I say this, but I'll just iterate it again so I know all of you are going to get this into your heads. Do not go in one by one. Swiftly moving on, as a team or a player you should be prioritizing the objective first and mercy if you can. This is a competitive game type, it relies on you playing for the objective. There's no point in going around getting a million kills but not playing the objective and ending up losing. All your hard work to get those kills will mean nothing if you lose. If your role is to disrupt the enemy and get behind them and be a general pain in the ass, then great, you can go for those kills, but if there's nobody on the objective and they're taking it, you should always be gunning for that and not picking off people coming out of the spawn. However, if you do see a lone or passing Mercy in your way, feel free to kill her because she is one of the most important characters or heroes on the enemy team. With the Mercy out of the way, you're free to kill whoever you like and not suffer any consequences. There won't be a res anytime soon until Mercy can get back out of spawn and into the fray, so it's highly advisable to kill the Mercy first. Be warned, if you're in close proximity to a Mercy, she can bite. Her Caduceus Blaster can do considerable damage, especially if it gets a headshot and you are a low health hero such as Tracer. Granted, you should be able to kill her quite easily as most characters, but depending on the amount of experience this Mercy has, it could prove quite difficult. The final thing I'm going to talk about in this video is to chill out. Although you are playing a competitive game type, there is no point in playing if you're going to stress out, shout at your team or scream through the microphone. This is still a game in the end and it is supposed to be played for fun. If it ends up affecting you in a bad way, just finish off the game, stop playing, calm down for a bit. I know it can be incredibly frustrating, especially when you suspect someone is hacking. The way the game handles replays and recording is not perfect, so it may seem like someone is snapping to center mass when they're really just playing as normal, and from their perspective they could be playing terribly, but in this one occasion they managed to get some good shots off. The replay can be quite jerky and there's no need to jump to conclusions. If you do find a hacker or an aimbotter, it's actually quite obvious to see that they're hacking and you should report them instantly. So remember, people are better than you. I don't think anybody's going to forget that 17-year-old girl that made 2 professional competitive Overwatch players quit. So that's my basic guide to playing competitive Overwatch. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, that thumbs up button is down below. If you didn't, the thumbs down button is right there next to it. If you'd like to see more Overwatch content from me, feel free to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.